What's up, everybody? It's Big Rough TV, and I'm back with the next episode of whatever this show may become. Alright, so I wanted to start today's episode off with me seeing a week or so ago, for whatever reason, I was watching the first takes, and I saw that Stephen A. Smith, once again, as they always do when they get into talking basketball, they're talking about LeBron James, and then for some reason it always leads to talking about Michael Jordan and the GOAT discussion. Stephen A. Smith said something to the effect that when it comes to basketball and the greatest of all time conversation, everybody in the world's GOAT is going to be Michael Jordan, right? That's not true. That's not true for me. I am almost 40 years old, right? I started watching basketball right around, let's say, 92, 93 time frame. So I don't remember from the time Michael Jordan came into the league in 84. I wasn't born yet. I didn't see a lot of that. Everything that I saw from that time, I had to see it on pre-recorded tapes or, showing highlights of the past. That's the only way I saw from, Michael Jordan winning the championship in UNC and getting drafted by the Bulls in the 63-point game against the Celtics and all the losing until he finally won the championship. I didn't see all that stuff live. I saw it years later. So for me, it takes away a little bit that I didn't see it happen live. And I know some of the older folks, they saw it happening as it happened. So they were impressed. Oh my God, I've never seen anything like this, because they were witnessing it live. So for me, it takes away, I didn't see a lot of that. I think the earliest of MJ that I remember, was it the Celtics? No, not the Celtics. The Suns. Was that the second that's the third championship. That's the third. I remember vividly that NBA finals, the finals against the Phoenix Suns and Charles Barkley and Dan Marley and all that, because that was Shaq's rookie year. And I remember that vividly because that's when I started watching basketball, and I remember seeing inside stuff, NBA inside stuff. And Ahmad Rashad, I'll never forget it. He's talking to Shaq. Shaq goes up and dunks. Boom! Rim falls down, backboard shatters. Shaq falls on his back. And then Ahmad Rashad looks down at him and says something to him. But I remember seeing that as a little boy and jaw dropping, just could not believe that somebody broke a rim, like dunked it so hard and so powerful that it just shattered completely. And then once he got to the league and he's dunking on folks, he dunked so hard, I want to say it was against the Nets, the goal wobbled and just fell backwards. And man, once I saw Shaq doing that, that's who I wanted to be like. That was my favorite player at the time. I also liked Hakeem Olajuwon, but as I, continued to grow, and I played basketball too, and I was extremely tall for my height, or for my age back in those days. I was, way taller than a lot of people. I modeled my game after Shaq. I wanted to be big and powerful. I was like 6'1" by the time I was 12. So I figured I was going to get really, really tall. I was like, man, if I could just get to 6'5", if I get to 7 foot, if I can get to, so on and so forth, I was going to be just like Shaq. And of course, I stopped at 6'3". I never got there. But I wanted to be so much like Shaq as a kid. And I watched his whole career. And that's why Shaquille O'Neal is my GOAT. Not Michael Jordan. Not LeBron James, although right now LeBron would be number 2. Shaquille O'Neal is my GOAT. He will always be my GOAT. there's not going to be anybody right now to pass him. And I'm stubborn in the same sense as a Stephen A. Smith is, because this was the greatest thing I ever saw. Watching it as a child, watching this growing up, I got to see this the whole way. So there's probably somebody that might be my age, might be a little bit younger, that watched Kobe play for his entire career. Kobe's like number 3 on my list. That they saw that entire career and like, there's nobody better than this. They didn't get to see all of Jordan's years. And I'm not disrespecting anybody that says Jordan is the GOAT, but some of us didn't grow up watching them. We got to see the later ends of it. Like, I saw the last 3 championships in their entirety. I saw that. That was great. But if we're just going off of 3 championships, LeBron has 4, Kobe has 5, Shaq has 4, Tim Duncan, who also is in my top 5, has 5. So the guys that I got to grow up and actually see career from beginning to end have more than those last few championships that I got to see of Jordan. And in the case of a LeBron, has more points too, has all these other stats that's better. So I just wanted to talk about that. I know Stephen A. Smith is always, Jordan is, everybody says Jordan's the greatest, everybody this. Neither one of them are number 1 on my list. He has LeBron at number 2, and I will agree with that, but I'm just 100% biased. This guy changed the game to me, and I feel like once he retired, the center position as it was known from his whole career and prior retired with it, because centers don't play that way anymore. Once Shaq retired, the center position retired too, in my opinion. Angel Reese on her podcast had Lisa Leslie sit down and talk with her. And Lisa Leslie said once Angel Reese asked her how can she improve heading into year 2, Lisa Leslie said that we're going to improve her shot. We're going to improve her layups. And, you know, she's going to work on that with her and make it better for the next season. So, in the next few games in the Unrivaled League, Angel Reese has been balling. The form looks a little bit better. Her makes, as opposed to, you know, her percentage of makes and misses, looks way better than it did before. Yeah, she's still missing some layups, but her percentages went up. She's making them way more often than she was previously. She's not just missing and grabbing her own rebounds and missing and getting her own rebounds. She's getting it, boom. She's hitting the jumpers. Her passes look great. She's still getting the boards. She's like, it couldn't have been only a few days that Lisa Leslie said that, and Angel Reese's game got better already. So we need Lisa Leslie to continue to work with Angel Reese, because the WNBA season starts in about 2 months. If Angel Reese continues to play the way that she's playing right now when the WNBA season starts, she's going to be a monster. She's going to be a monster. And I know some people have been saying, oh, well, it's just, 3-on-3. It's no big deal. Let's see when she does that. If she continues to play the way that she's playing right now, when it's 5-on-5, ain't nobody going to be able to stop that. You got one of the greatest WNBA players of all time, one of my favorite WNBA players of all time, Lisa Leslie, working with you and working with her and making her better in just a short time. It's going to be dominance out there, and I can't wait to see it. But one other thing that I saw, once you start reading comments on posts like that, and something that feels good, and I'm like, man, Angel Reese is killing. And then you go down and you look in the comments, and you see men come into these comments, and there was a guy that said, who cares? Nobody's watching this, right? You see these comments all the time on women's sports clips. Like, it's always some ignorant guy that comes in there and has something negative to say that, well, nobody cares, they need to get back into the kitchen. Nobody's watching these girls play. Nobody cares about women's sports, whatever. You always have these ignorant people come in and say that. So it's my belief, it's one of two things. It's my belief that either A, the guys that say these comments, you don't like women, which is cool. You know, it's 2025. You can be gay. You don't gotta come on and disrespect women just because you're gay. That's fine. Like, you're allowed to be gay. We support you. You know what I'm saying? Or you just have itty bitty peepees. And you gotta project that anger off somewhere, so you just gotta come on and disrespect women. Because there's really no reason. If you don't care about the WNBA or Unrivaled or women's sports in general, you could just ignore it. You could just not say anything. You could just scroll past that. But to project your hate on the women for no good reason, like, why do you feel like you needed to comment? That's stupid. Just, okay, I see this isn't really something that I'm interested in, like I do with politics. A lot of the times, something about politics or something political scrolls, I don't care, and I just keep scrolling, right? I don't gotta get on here and make a negative comment about it. I hate when I see that when I'm scrolling or I'm interested in something. Oh man, she's putting up good numbers. She's balling. Or these women on Monday Night Raw, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Raquel Rodriguez, and Liv Morgan have a banger of a main event. Amazing match, great main event. I don't gotta get on there and hate if I don't like it. Like, that just doesn't make sense. Just keep scrolling. Keep scrolling if you don't like something. You don't have to take the time to spew your ignorant hate. Unless you have a little pee-pee. Then maybe you need to get that anger out somehow. Alright? Speaking of wrestling, my next thing is, it is okay for you to like multiple things. And let me go back to the basketball topic for just a moment. I know it's always the comparison between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Even I've done it on this channel. I compare their shoes, right? Now, when it comes to their shoes overall, yes, I would say that Jordan's overall are better than LeBron's. And I feel like that's really the only way to really compare them. I don't like comparing the basketball thing, but shoes, yeah, for the most part, I like a lot of the Jordans more than the LeBrons, even though I really do love the LeBrons, and I make sure that I collect at least one pair of every model of LeBrons. But you can like both Mike and LeBron on the court. You can enjoy both of their careers. You can like them and Kobe. You can like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You can like multiple players if you want. You don't have to just like one guy. Like, Shaq is my favorite player, yes, but I also like Tim Duncan. I also like Kobe Bryant. I also like Mike. I like Mike. I like LeBron. You know what I mean? You can like multiple players. Same for wrestling. I know right now we have multiple companies again. It's a great time for wrestling. It is a wonderful time for wrestling. We got WWE. We got AEW. We got TNA. We got New Japan. We got all these things. But whenever you see wrestling debates online, all that you're seeing is WWE versus AEW. And it's always hate one way or the other. Right now, it's mostly WWE is the greatest thing ever. It shits on AEW's product. Why does AEW even exist? Hey, there's a third company that's killing it right now for us here in America, and that's TNA. And you should be watching that too. Like, you should watch all of it and enjoy everything. It's so much to enjoy as it relates to wrestling. You don't have to just like the WWE. You can like all of it. You can have favorites in AEW. I can like the fact that Ricochet has left WWE and turned heel in AEW and is doing some of his best work that I've ever seen. I can like the fact that Cody Rhodes was starting to kind of fall off in AEW and went to WWE, and is becoming amazing. I can like Roman Reigns here. I can like, whoever, Swerve Strickland over here. I can like all these people. I can like the fact that Orange Cassidy is a little goofy, but does put on some bangers occasionally over here in AEW. I can believe in Joe Hendry if I would like to, and I do. So, like, it's so much choice that we have that it's stupid to me to only like one or the other. Tune in. This is the greatest time, arguably, since at least when I was a child, and there was WCW and WWF, and the Monday Night Wars, and the Thursday night with WCW Thunder and WWE SmackDown. Even though Thunder wasn't really that good back then, but this is a great time, just like those times where you got the choice. I loved the WCW, arguably more than WWE back then. I was always a WCW guy. I loved Sting and the NWO and, all that stuff back then. Ron Simmons, when he was in WCW beating Vader for the world title, that's like a huge moment in my childhood watching that happen. That's something. And I've gotten to meet Ron Simmons, and he signed my belt. If you could see, it's not. It used to be above my head, but it's in my bedroom now. The signed Ron Simmons title, like stuff like that, is a huge moment in my life. So I always loved WCW, but also I'm a big Bret Hart fan. I watched all his stuff in WWE or WWF. I grew up watching the Attitude Era. I went to more WWE events. My dad would take me to WWF events. And, I don't remember really going to too many WCW events as a kid. So I always grew up liking both. And I like it now that I have that option. So glad that AEW exists. So, okay, WWE's not on. Let me watch AEW. Let me see what they got going on. If neither of them are on, let me see what TNA's got going on. Wrestling is on every single day of the week now. You can watch wrestling every day just about. You could not do that before. So these are great times, man. Stop wasting your time choosing just one or the other. Enjoy it all is what I'm saying here. Lastly, my pick for music that you should listen to this week. I've been seeing a lot of people discuss different releases in the hip hop landscape as it relates to, I know West Side Gun just dropped an album. I know Drake just dropped an album. But I would like to make a suggestion for you all this week to listen to the album Satisfied Soul by Brother Ali and Ant. It dropped on Valentine's Day, so just 2 weeks ago, and it is an outstanding album. Okay? Great storytelling. The beats produced by Ant are phenomenal. Brother Ali's flow is just, it's great. It's great. He rides those beats so well. I'm liking Brother Ali older. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. It might be. I'm liking this more mature Brother Ali as opposed to when he was younger. I still liked him back then, but the Brother Ali that I've heard, the last two albums, the Love and Service album, which is another one, you'll hear more about that. The Love and Service album from last year and this Satisfied Soul album this year are two of my favorite Brother Ali projects and two of my favorite projects, period, the last couple years. Just so good. And Brother's flow, man, it's just incredible. The lyricism is outstanding. The topics that he's talking about, the way his delivery is on point. Even some of the humor, his humor on certain songs. For example, he tells the story about meeting KRS-One to thank him years later on a song called Two Dudes, and how he mimics KRS-One's voice. It almost sounds like KRS-One is on the song. And he explains how funny, you know, these things are, and how he's gonna tell Chuck D on them. Just listen to the song. It's a great song. It's a funny song, or it's a funny story to the end of the song, and I think you all will enjoy it. But that's my music recommendation for this week. Brother Ali, Satisfied Soul. You can find it wherever you stream music, and the vinyl is also available if you're somebody like me who collects vinyls. It is up for pre-order right now, and I believe they ship here in a couple of weeks. I have one that's coming, so when it gets here, I'll try to show that to you as well. But Brother Ali and Ant, Satisfied Soul. All right, that's the musical recommendation for this week. And that's actually gonna do it. All right. Thank you all for watching. If you have watched and you have made it to this point, I truly appreciate you. Let me know if you have any recommendations or anything that you want me to cover on this show. How am I doing? Is this something that you all want me to continue to do? Leave that in the comments, and I'll holler at you all in the next video. Peace.